It is Friday, April 11th, 2014, 11:08 p.m. And I recorded a video earlier, but this is the video of the day, VOTD. Um, Earlier today, I was internally, I was really struggling because I feel like right now I'm at a place where I have to make a lot of decisions that need to be made now, and I have not been confident in what I'm to do next. And so it was it's been kind of stressful that both of the situations that I had to choose from that impacts what I'm gonna do in the fall, both of them fell through today. So I'm just like, okay, Lord, is this a sign? I don't understand. And so it really impacted me, and I felt that my countenance had changed, and I don't know, I just didn't feel like I had a surpassing joy, or peace that passes all understanding. And so one kind of feeling that I've been feeling throughout the day was that I hadn't really sat in God's presence to know what it was that He desired of me. And I think after just the past 30 minutes, I received confirmation that was reality. After I made the video earlier, I just had to take a nap because I got up early and I was just tired. And so this evening I had the opportunity to celebrate two of my sisters, two of my friends, and their new transition in a Christian sorority. And it's just awesome to see the way God can work and move in their lives, because you just think about where they were a couple months ago or where they were a couple years ago, and just to see where they are now able to boldly proclaim Christ and the message of the gospel. And it's just exciting to see God being able to be seen through young people. And I think after that event, I was just like, okay, time's up. I'm done with people. And so I ended up just going to Lucky's Market and just really trying to really think again about living a wholesome lifestyle when it comes to my eating habits as well. And so really contemplating that. And so when I got back home, I know that as soon as I get home, the enemy just tries to just take me down. So when I come in the house, I just try to pray a prayer like, God, please protect me, help my mind, help my focus, help my spirit, give me strength, and what have you. And so I prayed that prayer, and, I'm sitting here, but I'm just like, I need I'm gonna need to get something to strengthen me, because right now I know I don't have it. And so I'm like, maybe I need to write this out. And so what I ended up doing was turning on TV. And so I turned on TV and I'm like, this is there's people on TV, they're not funny. There's movies, I'm not interested. And I'm just like, I need to read my Bible. But I turned on. I have like Joyce Meyer and Charles Stanley on recordings, but I never really had my TV on, so I never end up watching them. But I'm like, let me look through the recorded shows. And so Charles Stanley, he has been dealing with encouragement for like literally like 6 sermons on encouragement. And it's so funny because the other week I'm just like, can we talk about something else? Like all you're talking about is encouragement. And so I went through the list, and one of the topics was encouraging ourselves. And I'm like, yes, Lord, yes. Because that's what I felt like I needed. Because to me, I feel like there are people, I don't know, I feel like I have people in my life. Um, but I didn't I don't know, I didn't feel like I didn't know I didn't know who to talk to or whatever. But um so I turned on a message, and coincidentally I had already saw that message before taking notes. But this time it resonated with my spirit because a couple weeks ago the Lord told me to meditate on the scriptures that have the word strength in them. And so I didn't fully do that. Like I know a couple of them, but one of the things that Charles Stanley said is that when we um, ask for strength, we're like asking for encouragement. So I knew God wanted me to focus on strength, but I didn't understand that strength was encouragement. And so that's what I needed in my spirit, what I needed today. And so he gave he gave a sermon on how do we encourage ourselves. And point number 1 was we have to pause and be quiet for God. Be quiet before God. And I'm like, that's it. Like in this spiritual training journey, that has been what I've been missing because I've been reading my word, I've been praying, I've been interceding, but I have not been giving God the time to speak. And yeah, like that's literally what has been happening. So yeah, I'm gonna feel lost if it's like I'm constantly the one talking and I'm not giving God the time to speak. If I'm just like, okay, Lord, what, what? So I know that is definitely like literally once I start recording, that's literally what we about to do because I've been in a position where I have to make these decisions, and even today I was about to make confirm 2 decisions that I didn't fully have God's approval on, and he made it so that both of those things, didn't come through. But I was worried about him, and he's like, I'm not about to let you make no rash decisions. And that's one of the things that he was talking about is that when we don't pause and allow ourselves to become quiet before God, we go into hyper mode, like, I need to make a decision. And then we end up making a decision that God didn't even want us to make in the first place. And so that was great to hear. Then number 2 being we need to ask God for guidance. Like I've been praying and interceding for other people, but I haven't truly been doing that. Like I'll pray for the day's guidance, but not over life decisions. And so just I know I need to get in the habit of seeking God's guidance because a lot of times I just make a decision like that. And that's one of the things that I was talking about earlier that was convicting me is that my actions did not seem like they were coming out of a place of faith. They seemed like they were just coming out, they were just me acting. And so that's another thing when I was feeling down, I opened up the Bible and then went to Ephesians 6. And I feel like one thing I haven't done is I've tried to guard myself, but I haven't stayed alert. And so that's one thing that's going to be important. And then number 3 on his list to encouraging yourself is open the Word of God. For me, I've been opening the Word of God in a routine so that it does become part of, so that it becomes part of my life, but I haven't studied to allow God the time to speak in it. Because usually when I've done it, it's in the morning, so I may not say like, oh, there's a certain amount of time, but in my head I know I need to be ready at such and such time. But even, it's crazy, like this week was so like off, like I didn't make it to work till later on in the day, and it's like this week was definitely something else. um I don't know what it was, but it was definitely something else. Oh, and that's with the point of opening the Word of God. He mentioned oftentimes we hear what God is speaking, but we try to reason out that that's not really what He's speaking to us. Is not what He's really saying. And so we decide whether or not. And so we have to ask ourselves the question: are we gonna listen to God or not? Um, And so the next point that he drove home was we need to recall God's help in previous times. And as he said that, I was reminded of a couple years ago when I was at one college and I was like, God, something got to give. This is not giving me peace. And when I sought God, He literally showed me the next step. And so many times we just want God to show us the next step without seeking Him. And I mean, the point of this all is that we might grow in relationship with God and to make Him known. But we just try to go with making Him known without being in relationship, and it doesn't work like that. And so that's what he's really speaking to me like, honey, you can make me known, but you have to seek me. Like, remember, I am the vine, you are the branch. Okay. And so his fifth point was we have to obey. Like, if we quiet ourselves before God, if we ask God for guidance, if we open the Word, if we remember where He has brought us from, then we have no other choice but to trust Him and obey Him. And so I think this is the process that I'm going to work on for this upcoming week so that I don't feel this discouragement, because this week was the week that I was going to focus on joy. And it was very interesting that at the end of his sermon, he said, we receive awesome joy because we are God's children. And that really touched my spirit because I wanted joy, but I've not known how to attain it. And it's like joy is yours. Like, it doesn't mean that you won't have hard times. It doesn't mean that you won't have pain. It doesn't mean that you won't have hurt. But joy is ours. So I know it won't be easy, but I'm looking forward to see how I can make joy mine. Man, this maturity thing, it's for real.